Welcome to Pause on Purpose, and we are right in the middle of the Passion Week. We're on Wednesday, and here we take a little bit of a turn and go to the dark side, if you will, because here not much happens that's recorded in the life of Jesus, although there was probably a lot that went on Wednesday. But here's what we do know from the recordings of the Gospels. The chief priests and the elders of the priests were gathered together, writes Matthew, chapter 26, verse 3, in the court of the high priest named Caiaphas. And they plotted together to seize Jesus by stealth and kill him. But they were saying, not during the festival. Otherwise, a riot might occur among the people. So what they were planning on doing is arresting Jesus, holding him in prison, and waiting for Passover so all the people would go back to their homes. Because remember, Passover was one of the three holidays that every Jew had to come to Jerusalem with. And so what they wanted to do is prevent a huge riot from the people from Galilee and those areas that love Jesus. So they were hoping they could hold him till after the holiday, and then those people would flock back to their homes, go back to their jobs, and then they could do Jesus in. But something happens to push their hand. Judas shows up down in verse 14. It says, then one of the 12, named Judas Iscariot, went to the chief priests and said, what are you willing to give me to betray him to you? There's our question for today. The question was from Judas to the religious leaders. What are you willing to pay me? Now, why would Judas go to them? Well, a couple reasons. Number one, Judas realized that Jesus was not the political conqueror, the general, the king on the white horse that would come in and overthrow Rome and set up the kingdom. That sent Judas over the edge. But really what sent him over the edge was when Mary anointed Jesus's feet with that costly perfume, and he complained that it could have been sold and then the money given to the poor, but he wasn't interested in giving money to the poor. You and I know that. He was interested in doing nothing more than skimming some of the proceeds off the top and lining his pockets. He must have been in some type of financial trouble at this time. Either he had a debt due or something, or he was just so greedy. Whatever the case might have been, it pushed him to go to the Pharisees and ask him, how much money will you give me to betray Jesus to you? And so they weighed out 30 pieces of silver. Interestingly enough, according to the book of Exodus, 30 pieces is what someone would pay another person for accidentally killing their servant, their slave. So if I had a slave and you had a slave and we were out working in the field one day and something happened and that slave was accidentally killed, then I would end up having to pay you the 30 pieces of silver. Now, getting off track there a little bit, but the point is Judas sold his savior for 30 pieces of silver. Have you been betrayed? Has someone ever betrayed you as well? There's two things that we can pull away from today's Pause on Purpose. Number one, how do we treat those who betray us? And this is tough, beloved. Trust me, I've had to do this, and I tremble at saying this because I know that I will be tested on this very, very soon for teaching it. I was betrayed once, and I had to learn how to serve the person that betrayed me, because that's what Jesus did. He washed the feet of Judas, didn't he? Yes, he did. Even though he knew Judas was going to depart, turn, and betray Jesus over to the Jewish leaders. And the second thing we can do is go to Jesus on it. And I don't mean to be trite with that or trivial. Really, we go to Jesus and say, this is what happened. I was betrayed, and this is what happened. And I need your healing. Jesus will be there. He understands what it means to be betrayed. And beloved, he wants you to know he's right there with you. He sees it all going on. And eventually he will have the last word. So no matter what happens, no matter how much somebody's sold you out for, trust the Lord. He will make it right. The wheels of justice move slowly, but they move finely. Trust in the Lord and then go with God because he goes with you.